Hello everyone and welcome back to the Council. Probably should have actually started this up earlier. Okay.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
Hold on.
Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
But I didn't do it. I can equip 2 books this time. Ooh. Is that Lord Mortimer? Did we finally get to meet him?
Is there nothing you want to say, Louis?
It wasn't me. I didn't kill her.
I'd much rather have met you under different circumstances.
Lord Mortimer, believe me, I'm very conscious of the gravity of the situation. Everything seems to point to me as the one who killed Elizabeth, but I swear I am innocent.
Out of respect for your mother, rest assured that I do want to believe you.
And all I want is to be able to prove it to you. When do we start?
We already have. Tell me, Louis, how do you feel?
I feel like a rat trapped in a maze.
Interesting.
I beg your pardon?
Sarah also felt like she was trapped like an animal.
Where are you going with this, my lord?
Sarah's behavior grew odd before her disappearance. Her attitude changed. She became prey to outbursts of violence and a number of temporary absences. I'm just trying to make sure that you don't go getting lost like your mother did.
You're not suggesting that I might have killed Elizabeth and that I don't remember, are you?
I don't know, Louis. It's just that what with your mother and now you, it's rather a lot. The more I take stock of the situation, the more I'm under the impression that you've been set up. But before going any further, I must inform you that Sir Gregory is about to arrive. He is coming to question you about the murder of poor Elizabeth, whom he was very fond of.
Well then.
He is quite determined to find the culprit, whomever they may be.
She did it to herself.
So, convince him of your innocence. Then we can continue this conversation.
William, I would like to see you a moment before we begin. In private.
Let's step outside a moment. Louis, this will only take a few moments.
It takes years. Oh, that guy's got a black mask. Oh boy.
I better not make myself look more suspicious than I already do.
Good evening, Monsieur de Richet.
Likewise, Sir Gregory.
Oh, so
Well then,
he's Sir Gregory.
let us
okay.
begin. Monsieur
Probably
de
would
Richet,
none of
you
it
were
pay more
found
attention.
standing over Miss Adams' body. We must shed some light on your responsibility in this tragedy. We shall then decide on your fate. But you must know that if you do not convince us of your innocence, it will cost you dearly. Now you are going to tell us everything that happened last night, without leaving any detail out. First things first, how did your evening begin?
I was in the corridor and I was going to bed. Elizabeth wanted to speak to me because she feared for her life.
Very well. Continue.
Were you alone?
No, I was going upstairs with Duchess Hillsborough, and we were walking towards our rooms when Elizabeth suddenly appeared. We were heading for our rooms when Elizabeth burst into the corridor, barely dressed. She was panic-stricken and insisted on speaking to me. So I found myself in Elizabeth's room. We sat down together. She insisted we have a drink, or she would refuse to confide in me.
What exactly did she want to speak about at such a late hour?
She was distressed. She just found out that I was Sarah de Richet's son and sort of insisted on telling me about the horrors my mother made her suffer. She was convinced she was going to die.
It turns out she wasn't wrong. And what happened next?
Then she told me she had poured laudanum in my glass. The next minute I was on the floor. When I woke up, she was lying in a pool of blood.
That is all you have to say? You expect us to believe that you have no idea what happened to her?
Yes, because I'm telling you the truth.
How can you possibly expect us to believe you?
Gregory, we must consider every possibility.
You look like a geisha.
Louis, do you have any idea who could have done it?
Look, frankly, it's beyond me. I just don't know.
Monsieur de Richet, don't you think it would be in your interest to help us find another suspect?
Well, even if I can't believe for a single instant that my mother could have murdered someone in that manner, she might have wanted to stop Elizabeth from speaking about their mutual past. And things might have turned nasty.
It is indeed a possibility.
Okay.
I would like to thank you for helping us shed light on what happened last night. To be honest, you are not the only suspect. I'm prepared to believe you were drugged. Our poor Elizabeth hid the stuff everywhere, and I could smell laudanum on you 3 yards away.
So
Well
you
then.
knew it wasn't me from the start?
We weren't sure. Louis, I am sorry, but everything points in the same direction. I only know one person on this island who might have had a big enough grudge against Elizabeth, who has no alibi, and whose behavior is, well, suspect. Not to mention dangerous.
Tell me what happened before my arrival. I think I've been patient enough.
You don't need us for any of this. So come along, Monsieur Peru. We are leaving.
Indeed.
Right. It's time we spoke about your mother, Louis.
She seems to be making every effort to steer clear of your guests.
What do you mean?
For the past few weeks, my mother's been playing cat and mouse, if you will. I don't know why, but it wouldn't surprise me to learn that she's trying to avoid someone. The question is, who?
And in your opinion, would she be the cat or the mouse?
Oh,
Knowing my mother, she would be the cat.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the cannon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far. Yet he told me that you had spoken and that you hadn't been able to reach an understanding.
That's putting it mildly. Monsieur Bonaparte is one of those guys who only understands people who think like he does.
Ah, I see what you mean. He is indeed rather inflexible when it comes to certain subjects. But I am still of the opinion that you can manage to get along.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow.
No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having the support of a military man can often come in handy, Louis. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending?
Never!
If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
If only my mother trusted me, but she remained very mysterious.
She likes to do that,
I'd have
don't
been
she?
delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears.
If she
There's
reappears.
something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Maybe she found something out.
What do you mean?
My mother has a gift for investigating. If she had picked up a lead, nothing would have stopped her.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
Well then.
Are you joking? Sarah and I spent entire days together reliving them. It so happens that the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her as a model, Louis.
Yes, I know. but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister. And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
Well then.
That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation.
She was
Until the
losing
day
her
came
mind.
when she purely and simply disappeared.
Or she found out something
Where did
about
she go
you.
when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
Okay.
The room was just opposite Mortimer's study.
Okay. First, I'm gonna do a sweep. See what I can find. Do 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 do. Can't go downstairs. Come on. Oh, that thing's in the way. Can't go in there. Whose room is this?
So Jacques Perru?
Can't go in there. Anything over here? No? Okay. Nope. Nope, can't grab that book, gotcha.
Huh, that's me.
Why can't I go into my own room? Nope. Can't go in there. Let's see here. Pretty sure. Can't go in there. There's at least one around here somewhere. but that might be it. Nope. Ha! Well, I found one collectible coin. I do believe this is where I need to go, yeah.
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says, we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is on to us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there. Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world? What is this disc? Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Interesting.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. A fierce opponent of the first Christians, St. Paul is suddenly struck by the call of Jesus Christ and converts. It's the best known conversion in Christian history, which teaches us that even enemies of Christ can be saved, and even become his greatest apostles after finding faith. From what I can recall, the account of his conversion could be found in the epistles to the Galatians, the Philippians, the Corinthians, and the Acts of the Apostles. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Wait, is this where I came in? No, it's not. But here's a coin. Pretty sure there's something over here, no? Okay. What's over here? Locked.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Oh.
I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling. I'm gonna need something to help me get the key that fell on the floor. The door was closed from the inside. Would Mother have provided something within reach to recover it? We'll see if it works. It's open.
Hmm?
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
I have the one for Earth.
The New Testament. This book is incredibly precious. I believe this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord. It's St. John, painted by Guido Rini.
A book.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Rini. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Rini.
Okay. Man with the sword.
St. Paul painted by Guido Rini. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean? So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe?
What if... It's not 11. Oh.
How shall not the ministration of the Spirit not be more glorious?
Epistle to the Romans. 11, underlined twice.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Wait, a note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here. What does it say? Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the two groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle?
The youngest.
What does Mother mean by that?
Oh, good lord.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Rini.
God, which because he doesn't have a beard doesn't mean he was the youngest. Okay, I'm gonna guess that he is, though, because I am not sure.
St. John is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. Hey, wait! That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle. Right. This painting is therefore associated with the answer which E had to give to my mother. Now, I just need to know how to recover the answer. The painting looks like it's been taken down recently.
Well, that's just why
But
it's on the
wasn't my
floor.
mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle. Ah, of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
One to the right and 3 to the left?
On the second day, the pilgrims listened to the prophecy of the young apostle. The prophecy of the young apostle, that was John. And the prophecy mentioned is most likely the book of Revelations according to St. John.
Oh, probably. Okay. Book of Revelations according to Revelation to John. Three, 5, no. 3, no. It was 1 on their left and 3 on the right? Hmm. To complete their ranks. Maybe.
And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note.
Okay.
It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S. I found the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting
He who
to get
hears
the
the
location of
angel.
the
It's
next
probably
note.
back in the original room. Or
There's nothing worth noticing here.
okay then.
It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years.
Like he who hears the angels.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come?
Paul. St. Paul? That the one I was just looking at?
I guess I'll just come back later.
Hold on.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Rini. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears
This is
here
the one
in
I've been looking for.
guise of an angel. There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Oh.
Cash.
Oh boy. Half of each group. First city of Corinth?
For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
No. Wait,
I guess I'll just come back later.
who is this again?
A drawing of the Apostle
Matthew.
Matthew,
Okay.
painted by Guido Rini. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. Take heed that ye practice your justice before men, to be seen differently by them. Otherwise, ye shall have no reward of your Father which is in heaven.
St. Matthew, first half. To the
I guess I'll just come back later.
I don't understand this one. Oh, that's the wrong one.
Group of pilgrims, if I'm not mistaken, numbered respectively 12 and 14 in the last painting. With the simple operation suggested, that would mean that the new groups are 6 and 7.
Okay. There's my answer. Matthew. 6 and 1. Six and 7. There it is.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message. It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail. Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
Mark.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus.
That's Paul,
by Caravaggio.
not Mark. Okay, Mark. Who's this?
Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
6-8. Gospel according to St. Mark. What? Maybe here? Oh no, that's where I just was. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Mark.
No, nothing of value here.
Okay.
Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. Choosing the Hebrew alphabet is no coincidence. It's got to be a reference to the Bible.
Okay, I understand. What if it's 12-8? But that's not...
Try 522.
Why would it be 522?
I'm seeing
let us come back later.
Hebrew. What if... Hebrews 6:8.
But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected, and is nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned.
There it is. Found it.
There are some complications. Indeed, the Prussian is insistent. What's happening at your end? Do you need help? If tonight is not possible, let's see tomorrow evening, in the South Room, where we reviewed the situation. When Paul understood that only the axe counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left, in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Yeah, this last comment is about their code. I should find new pilgrims near Paul.
4. That's the 4. Right, because Paul's this one.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
Paul understood that only axe counted. He went back on his tracks, away confrontation, and has left in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him.
This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
On his left. Something over here? No? Okay.
And he became very hungry, and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him.
She's avoiding Volner.
Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that? I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Indeed. What's that new theologian trait I just got? 1 point in occultism, eh? Oh, I went too far. No, that's where I want to go. Linguistics. Where's occultism there? Huh. Oh, the blue ones are the ones I'm gonna gain from my book. Gotcha. Books. Got it.
So is this why
Oh, okay.
So it was literal.
Yeah, I guess so. Either that or I wouldn't have understood it either way. Let's put one there, put one there. Get that started up.
So is your one goal to acquire everything?
I'm thinking I might as well get at least a level 1 in all the skills.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
The small salon, you say?
I wish you could go back and do that again.
Okay. New chapter, so let's go around and see if there's anything I can find.
Darian would like this game out.
Maybe. I don't know.
Darian be looking up the fucking verses in the Bible.
Probably. Sweep in there. I still can't go into my room. Okay then. Can't go down that way. Oh, there was nothing.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
Must have been Emma I saw in my vision. I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay. I've got a question that might seem a little bit strange.
I'm listening.
If I said go beyond the nightmare, would that ring any bells?
No, means nothing to me. Do you mean literally or figuratively speaking?
It might be a place, I don't know where, but it's a lead.
You ought to ask His Eminence. He knows the house and its estate very well, being a frequent visitor here.
Thanks for the advice. Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Yeah, I think I want to keep quiet about it right now.
I better keep that to myself for the time being.
Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And what has Mr. Peru done to once again provoke someone's anger?
We don't really know just yet.
I get the feeling it won't be long before it gets out.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
But I'm not a king.
What? The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Well then.
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous. Bastard. He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote. Is that your democracy?
Actually,
What an
yeah, that's how it
obnoxious
works.
act. Until anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother.
I'm her crutch goblin.
Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence.
I'm here to blow you all
In
up.
the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
I see.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too.
Of course.
Manuel Godoy.
I heard
Oh, boy.
about your mother's disappearance.
It looks
I get
concerned.
one chance with this.
I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
To hear you speak, you seem to know my mother well.
Not really. We met for the first time on this very spot some weeks back. We had a very pleasant discussion. She's an exceptionally learned lady with a good head for business. No need for me to tell you that.
I agree.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
No, not at all.
Ah, I thought she might have spoken to you about it. Well, too bad.
Eek.
I shan't keep you. Monsieur de Richet.
All right then. Thank you.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon.
Dang it.
I must go now. I'll see you later.
Dang it.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
Okay then. Oh, so he's the only one who stayed in here.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Anything here? No? Okay. Other than the painting. Enjoying your book there, Mr. Washington?
Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
What do you mean?
The situation is ready to explode with France over Catalonia.
Well, the Duke must have a darn good reason to be absent and come here, mustn't he?
When Lord Mortimer invites you, Louis, you come. It's always in your best interest.
I wouldn't say that personally, but... Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see. Everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Well, thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
Switching around for some extra stuff. Butterflies everywhere.
Ah, Louis. Just the man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
Your Eminence, I haven't been following the case. I'm sure that the Order did everything in its power. Unfortunately, you know the situation in Paris, and, well, it's chaotic at best. Anything can happen in those revolutionary tribunals.
The king is the official representative of God on earth, my son.
Your Eminence, France has become a secular state. The king was just another citizen to them. He refused to admit his errors, looked down upon them, and attempted to escape. What did he expect?
France has lost all reason, Louis.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Well, I mean, if it were a place or an object found on this island, what would you think of first?
The nightmare. No, I don't see anything. I'm sorry.
Well, that's too bad.
Ah, wait. I suppose it might be that horrible painting hanging in Lord Mortimer's study.
Pretend not to be that interested. Right. Well, don't worry about it. I was just curious. Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
Okay then. I'm gonna look around first and see if I can find anything extra here. Look, I still haven't found the key to this.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
What's this?
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later. All right. I've retrieved everything. Amber crystals. Petrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Hold on.
song of Roland. Roland feeleth his death is near, his brain is oozing by either ear. With his brain oozing, it's already remarkable that he can feel anything.
Well, that's a look around. Is there something else? Or did it just... Yeah, it just did that twice.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
Okay, it looks like I can't go back in there. What's over here?
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid. A fragment of amber.
Another book.
Great. Honey.
Okay, that's that room. I'll leave that for later. What was that? Just some... God, this guy has a lot of chairs. Is this what rich people do? Just buy you a bunch of chairs and shove them in hallways?
Duke Manuel Godoy. Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
So I still can't go into my room.
What do you want, Louis?
What do you think of our last guest?
Well, I never thought I would get the chance to meet that Hispanic Casanova in the flesh. His reputation is well known. The gentleman collects lovers, including, would you believe it, the Queen of Spain.
I doubt that Lord Mortimer invited him for his charm, if you want my opinion. I've already asked you, but I don't remember the answer. What did you say to me about going beyond the nightmare?
Good heavens, you're losing your memory. I haven't the least idea what it might mean.
Okay.
You're leaving me?
Unfortunately, I have things to do. Thank you again, madam.
Oh, what's this?
The Quorum Guide.
Okay. I've got 2 more books to read for the next part. Huh.
So, what did my mother mean by going beyond the nightmare?
Water, huh?
The Book of the Mortimer family.
Why is there a big ol' hole in the middle of this room? I feared that I may be in Sparta.
Which 4-letter word could open this chest?
ARSN. Thought I saw something over here. Guess not. Oh, yep, there it is.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
And if it runs out, it runs out.
It's a book on the history of the Crusades. I don't think it has any connection with my research.
What's the yes?
That's what you generally feed birds. Might come in handy.
Leviathan. What's that do for me? Wait, what? Oh, was it here? Nice. Nice. Okay then. Alrighty, in regard to dates of the paintings I sent you for temporary exhibition, please note that they are part of my private collection. Are dated according to the Freemasons calendar in use at the time. You may well have guessed. You must remember it was subtract 4,000 years if you don't want the public to be surprised at the dating of the works. No need to remind you the Freemason year AL begins in March, not January. Longinus painting took the liberty to have the spear touched up so it better corresponds with to the actual spear. I cannot urge you strong enough to do the same for yours. Yours sincerely. Okay.
No, what have we got here? Oh, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
Probably will. Dates?
Let's take a closer look. Judging by the shape, I'd say they're Criollo cocoa beans. The chocolate of the Mayas, the rarest of the beans. Some even say they're an aphrodisiac. When a product is in fashion, people attribute all sorts of virtues to it, not to be given to animals. A myna bird. Sarah de Riche? Waldo, you know Sarah? Well, Waldo, is your master good? I don't really know what I was expecting.
Oh well. Let's see here. Which one do they not like? Beyond the Nightmare in His Study. Well, that looks like a crusade type thing, which I'm pretty sure church might not be happy with.
It looks like a war painting. Oh, it's dated.
No?
Le Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens. The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think. There must be a mechanism somewhere. The Nightmare painted by Fuseli
I have a feeling it has to do with the lock.
1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about. Now just need to find out what she meant by go beyond. Hey, looks like it's mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think.
I was hoping it would give me more options after already noticing that.
A mechanism somewhere.
Oh, what's this on the floor? That's the mechanism. Oh no.
Aha! I found it. Oh, what on earth is this? A ring lock now? Great. That's all I needed.
Okay. Come on. Hmm.
A mina bird.
Tell me the door code. Here I am talking to a bird. Shame on me.
I don't have any red berries to give him. Okay.
This painting isn't finished. It looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but we can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period. A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date.
5190. Subtract 4,000 years. So 1990? No. 1190. 5190 minus 4,000 years. Well, might as well.
It's a complex mechanism. Looks like the third ring is a bit seized up. Gets stuck on number 9. Doesn't work, damn it. I really thought I was close.
Okay, let's try this one then.
1,190. Isn't the right date when you subtract 4,000? I must have missed a subtlety. Damn it. Doesn't work. 5,190. I was pretty sure it was
Hold on,
right.
hold on.
Maybe I didn't use the right dating system.
What's the date on this again?
William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. It's a funny date.
12th month. The month. It's. Oh man. It's 1191. Because the years start on different months. Oh, there's something on it. On the globe there. Stabbed into it with a dagger.
Let's see what you've been hiding, Lord Mortimer.
Indeed. Hidden things. I didn't ask you to persuade President Washington to not sign the Fugitive Slave Act as it stands. We must absolutely legislate on a national level and not allow every state to choose their policy regarding slaves. It's initially intended to resolve a conflict between Pennsylvania and Virginia. By signing it, we risk legislating the hunting of blacks. Oh, geez. More and more men of little faith are becoming slave hunters, and unable to find any slaves on the run. They kidnap the first black they come across, which they pass off as wanted runaway. Lord. I think they actually signed that later on. Situation threatens to quickly degenerate. Thank you, Matthew. John Adams, say hello to my daughter Elizabeth for me. Yeah, John knew she was here. This letter will reach you. My hours are numbered. Printing house has been confiscated. I'm imprisoned in the fortress of Schlisselberg. If by chance you could intervene in my favor, I would be eternally in your debt. Zarina Catherine should not be long in banning all Golden Order lodges from her territorial horizon has become considerably darker. In the hope if you can find me, your friend Nikolai Novikov. What's this?
It shows the forces present in Africa. This is unexpected activity in this sector. It looks like there are also many unknowns, even for Mortimer. Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimore. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in.
Well then. Thanks to your service rendered and help to fight against the Spanish and the conquest of Iran, a ship bound from Marseille in France has been chartered, hidden aboard a few corpses infected with the plague that is decimating our country at this moment in time. Be very careful when handling these boxes, because if inadvertently opened, you risk spreading the disease all over France. Lovely.
This shows the forces present in America.
I've been able to gather together my friends signed the agreement you propose. This agreement shall be known as the Buttonwood Agreement. If you recall the place where we gathered when you met us the first time, you will understand why this name was given. Please find enclose a list of my colleagues: Leonard Blecker, Hugh Smith, Armstrong and Barnwell, Samuel March, Andrew D. Barclay. That actually sounds familiar. Benjamin Sixes, John Henry, John Bush, David Reedy. Thanks for your help. We shall be able to meet at my place at the Town Tin Coffee House. I look forward to seeing you as soon as possible. Hugh Smith. Okay. Let us see if you have the courage to face me alone.
This is my mother's writing. I've picked up her trail. What is she up to? Obviously, she wants to lure Mortimer somewhere, but
it has something
where?
to do with Mortimer.
The only clue she's left for Mortimer is this stone sword. It must be intentional.
It looks
like a decorative sword, like from a statue, for example. And judging by the state of it, I'm guessing it's been left outside for a long time. I have absolutely got to find out where it came from.
Huh.
It's locked.
Indeed it is.
Fine-looking map of the Orient, indeed.
Quite. Okay, on to the next section. What shall we find in here?
Some goat skulls, chicken legs. Now we all know what that's for. I'm a little surprised. Something strange about this table. The Little Surgeon's Perfect Collection. What kind of experiments does Mortimer carry out here? It's a dissection table. So Mortimer does autopsies here on his desert island. But who was he doing autopsies on then? Strange. I don't recognize the alphabet. I wonder where the pictograms are from. It isn't Egyptian or Hebrew. There are two inscriptions on the sides as well as on the top. No way to know what's underneath.
God, I recognize it, but I forget what it's called.
I find this cube fascinating. Looks like obsidian or onyx. It must weigh a ton. These are feathers. Pigeon, probably. A skeleton by the name of Gustav, if the plaque on the plinth is anything to go by.
Huh. Some kind of diagram.
That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages. A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire. Honey, the remedy of the gods. Three rusty old nails. They're about 20 centimeters long. Some goat skulls, chicken legs. Now we all know what that's for. Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me. It is a typical draw on a line that answers a specific question. To the left, temperance, that announces a reward for one who patiently waits before taking any action. And in the middle, the chariot, which symbolizes triumph and business success. To the right, the emperor evokes a future full of power and stability.
Did I look at that? I don't think I did.
Preservation using formaldehyde.
Looks like a brain.
Just as disgusting as ever.
Okay, I think that's everything.
Oh shit. How am I gonna get out of here now?
Something about that faith.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side. Whoa.
Okay.
The grid closes a bit more every time I enter a wrong date. I'd better not mess up again. Doesn't seem to be working.
Let's see here.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side. Looks like the same as the one on the other side.
Let's see.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Tremor. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in.
Okay then. What if... Okay. So if one is on the other side, what would be on this side? Okay, so there is a total of 10. 2... 7, 8, 9, 0. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh god. It was 1191, was it? Okay. Let's try that out.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side.
Did she say let go, or did she say keep grabbing onto her?
Yes! Haha!
Well, I better not dwell on it then.
Well, I got in, I got out. That faith lock was a definite treat. Okay. So let's pop that in there. Let's see here. Do that one, and that one.
This note is about a meeting with Lord Mortimer. There's no doubt about it. Alright, I need to find out where the sword that came with it's from in order to find Mother.
Okay, so it's somewhere outside.
You're joking, I hope. Don't tell me you've done that.
Really? How do you expect me to guess?
Oh, for God's sake, just ask them.
Hmm.
Well,
Pity, but I've got no time to lose.
There we go. It's outside somewhere. Where am I? Well, let's check to see if maybe it's out here.
Ariadne. In Greek mythology, she helped Theseus get through the labyrinth. Looks like there's a crack in the region of the heart. The state the stone of the statue is in reminds me of the sword. I'll bet my boots this is where Mother wanted to lure Mortimer. Just need to know why. I guide the sword that will kill the monster.
Hold on a tick. Follow the line. Oh, come on. Need to pick it up on the other side.
I wonder what this kiosk is doing in the middle of the garden. Too cramped to be able to do much. Well, there must be something going on there.
Yeah, this way. Oh, is there something on there? Yes, there is. Earth symbol, huh? Let's see, this way? Okay, comes out here.
Theseus, son of Aegeus. He's the one who slayed the Minotaur. Wrongly positioned, I am the blind hero. I wasn't expecting an inscription like that. I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma. Asterion. It is rare to see him like this. In general, he's represented with the head of a bull, with the features of the Minotaur.
The famous son of Minos and Pasiphae.
I am the cursed child. This statue has a crack in it. The crack is thin and about as long as a finger. I should be able to thrust in my sword. Let's go.
See what this over here is.
Icarus. The son of Daedalus and Nocrate. Impossible to mistake him with those wings. After flying too close to the sun, they came unstuck and he fell to his death. Pity. Well, let's keep going.
Any other statues to look at? That one over there. Back to the center.
Pasiphae, daughter of Perseus and sister of Circe. She married Minos and became the queen of Crete.
She has no cracks. Alright, well, let's continue anyways.
Okay. So which one of the three do I need to put the sword in?
Minos.
Son of Zeus and Europa.
If I remember correctly, he was the king of Crete. Married to Pasiphae, he had many children, including the famous Ariadne, whom history remembers for her thread. Hey, There's a crack in that statue.
There is.
His gesture sealed his fate.
Badly positioned, I am the blind hero. I am the cursed child. Okay, let's do it on this one.
Theseus. I seem to recall he took the decision to confront the Minotaur. Killed the beast, but if it weren't for Ariadne's help, he would have been trapped in that labyrinth forever. In short, yet another hero who wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. Okay, I'm probably being a bit harsh. I mean, we do owe him the foundations of Athens. In other words, the Republic. Render therefore unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Huh.
I wonder if Mother managed to solve this enigma.
I think I need to put it in the Minotaur, because that's the one that was slain.
Asterion. This statue has a crack in it. Right. We'll soon see. Sorry, Asti. Yet again, your story does not end well. What is that? It's like a sort of opening mechanism.
So push it! Oh, I don't like that in the center of it.
Knowing Mortimer, I bet it's booby-trapped. There's a little hole at the fingers. I'm pretty sure if I get it wrong, I'll get pricked. Damn you, Mortimer. Reminds me of traps I studied in Egyptian tombs. What's wrong? Either I'm imagining things or my hand was pricked. It had poison on it. My head. I feel hot. Asterion.
So it wasn't him.
Minos. The crack is in the region of the heart.
Guess I'm gonna have to do trial and error. Try again. Okay. I should have thought about that. The whole... Oh, there's blood down there.
Ah! Whoa.
Another vision.
Again?
This does not bode well.
You can't be serious, Manuel. You know that's not going to happen.
You must leave me alone now. I have agreed to everything. Even to...
Agreed? I wasn't aware you had a choice.
What's going on here?
What now? What else must I do to win back my freedom?
What?
Obey me. Now get out.
That's...
What was that? That's the third time in 3 days.
That was weird. Obey me? Freedom. Wow, this guy's an ass.
Let's see if you're in there, Mother. Bandages? Someone's been patching themselves up. Looks like my mother took advantage of being in hiding to change her bandages, huh? This is silk. She must have used her own clothes. These bandages are pretty basic. She'll be lucky if she doesn't get an infection.
Oh, that don't look good. A servant.
Damn it, Mother. Now what's happened?
Don't move! Wait, I'm not armed.
Who are you?
Good God, Mother, what have you...
Tell me who you are.
Okay then. I found Mom. Ah, no extra points there. Well, that's the end of episode 2. So, I found my mom. Woo! She seems to have gone senile. So yeah, there's that. Next time we will be going on to episode 3. Woo! Until then, I hope everyone has a fantastic afternoon.